days ago, I was sitting outside when it was sunny, and a little neighbor girl, 7 years old, I believe she was, came up to me and sat down, and she was looking for somebody to play with. And none of the kids and nobody in the neighborhood were outside. It was just me and her. So she pulled up the grass beside me and sat down, and we started talking, and she started telling me stuff, right? Like how kids do. And yeah, we were teaching each other jokes, right? I was teaching her knock knock jokes. Like I said, I got a really silly one, and she was like, okay. So I was like, knock knock, and she says, who's there? And I said, pooh. And she said, pooh who? And I said, just because it's funny. And she laughed. She thought it was funny. And so I went through all the knock knock jokes, and I told her about like, what's a man's name that has no legs and no arms and sits on the wall? She didn't guess, but I told her Art, right? She thought it was funny. And so yeah, we chatted for quite a while, like almost 2 hours. Like she needed something to do. So and then she was telling me that she said she's not very smart. And I said, what? Why do you say that? And she goes, because I can't speak properly, right? Because she has she conform or she doesn't speak the same as everybody else does, let's say, right? Two of my daughters had that, and they made a big thing about it in school, right? They take them out of their class, put them in special education for the next class, and do speech pathology on them, right? And teach them how to say the words the way they want them to say. And so I said to her, that's not true at all. And all of a sudden, my daughter shows up, one of them, and she was here to pick up a package. And the little girl was talking to me, and there was a word I couldn't understand. And my daughter, she says the word like, she means this, mom. And she told me, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, right? And then my daughter got her stuff and she left. And so me and the little girl got back to our conversation, and I told her, just because uh, she doesn't speak the same way everybody doesn't mean she's stupid. And it doesn't mean it's wrong. I said, you just speak a different language. I said, you see my daughter? That was my daughter. She understood you perfectly. I said, you have the same language as her, right? So, yeah, people label children in school, and I don't like it. Labels are your limitations, not the child. Why are you putting that on them, right? So I told her, stuff like this, that she was perfect in my eyes. I didn't see anything wrong with her. She was smart, right? And yeah. And then the next thing I know, she said, she was like, you know what? You know what? You know what? Every time she wanted to say something. And I said, you know what my favorite thing was when I was a kid? Why? And she'd say, you know what? And I'd say, why? She'd say, you know what? I'd say, why? Right? And so that went on for a few minutes until she caught on. And yeah. And then she says, you know what? I said, what? She says, do you know who my best friend is? I said, a name of a little girl down the road. She said, no. I said, a name of another little girl down the road. She said, no. And I went, And I looked at her and said, me? And she said, yeah, you're my best friend. Do you know why? Because I built her self-esteem back up and didn't shame or blame her or tell her that, yeah, she was wrong or not as smart as other people. I told her the truth, okay? And it made me feel so good. A 7-year-old, my best friend. How sweet is that, right? So I went in the house and I got her a crystal. I gave her a smoky quartz and told her to put it under her pillow when she sleeps at night, stuff like that. Because she's a smart little girl. She really is. And she's pretty too. And I just don't think parents or people build their children up anymore. And I think it's important to do that. Help them out. Give them self-confidence. Don't let people put labels on them. She was saying that she really liked her kindergarten teacher the last one, and this the new grade, the new teacher, she's mean. She said if they're at home sick and they get homework, the teacher doesn't care. She just yells at them and makes them do it and keeps them behind the other students. Not a good teacher in my books. Thank you, Muskoka. Right? I know. And yeah. So I said, well, why don't you complain? Tell your parents or something. And she goes, oh, I don't want to. I don't want to. I said, why? I said, and she goes, oh, I just don't want to. And I said, is it because you're afraid of being shamed? She said, yes. Right? That part broke my heart. So I said, well, if you need my help, I will help you. I said, I would talk to somebody for you. I would talk to your teacher and tell her to stop being so mean. And then she thought of a person. I said, is there anybody you could talk to at all about it? And she said, yeah, my aunt. And I said, well, tell her. And she said, well, I don't see her a lot. She lives a little bit far away. And I went, oh. I said, well, if you ever need help, I said, you know where I live. You can come ask me for help. So yeah, I love talking to children. I do. That's why I had 6. So that was just my little thing about my talking with my new little best friend. So yeah, I'll try to think about stuff to talk about again another day. I hope you're enjoying your Monday. I love you all. Have a good day. Bye.